All right, what's going on? We are back. I'm gonna do a couple more drafts on Underdog, and then we're gonna do a comparison between Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Who does everybody got in that versus matchup in fantasy football? Are we going Justin Jefferson, or are we going Jamar Chase? I don't think you can go wrong with either guy, but we will dive into who should we take as far as one or two. I mean, they're basically going number one overall, number two overall, back to back in the first round. So that's why we got to debate the question: who do we take? You know, who do we think comes out as potentially the best wide receiver in fantasy football this year? So, well, we will jump into these drafts first and foremost. Not a whole lot of news today so far. We do have the schedule coming out on Thursday, the full schedule. I believe they're releasing maybe a couple of games tomorrow. I believe on Wednesday. You do have a Germany game this year. I believe the Chiefs and maybe Detroit play in the Germany game, I believe. I know the Chiefs are one of the teams for sure. So, and I believe there's some London games. They have a Black Friday game this year, I believe, as well. So they have 3 games, I believe. It's going to be 3 or 4, I believe 3 on Thanksgiving, and then they're going to have another game on Black Friday, if I'm not mistaken, this year. So, a little different, but the full schedule is going to come out on Thursday. We will be diving into that as much as we can. We'll take a break from our nuclear players. We'll dive into the schedule, look at where the bye weeks are for these players. We've been doing these drafts, and the drafts are going to change a little bit as far as ADPs go for some of these players, depending on bye weeks. As soon as we find out what the bye weeks are, you're going to see some guys kind of shuffle either up or shuffle a little bit down, because there's going to be bye weeks are going to be taken into consideration whenever people are drafting these teams, these players, because they're not going to want a bunch of guys on the same bye week. So that's going to cause some fluctuation between the ADPs of some of these guys. So we seen them move about a week ago. A lot of the ADPs, we've seen them move obviously after the draft, and even really kind of over the weekend again. But they're gonna move again once the schedule comes out and we know what the bye weeks are. So, all right, here we are. Look at the puppy, man. It is filling up. It's filling up. There's still a ton of entries for the $25. A lot of people are filling these puppies up. So if you want to know why we're doing more puppies than the $25 one, because it's cheaper. 2, it's filling up faster. So there's not going to be I mean, they're going to have more $3, $5, $10 puppies, puppy drafts and all that stuff. They're going to put more out. But for this first set of, this 500K, this first draft of the puppy, it's filling up quick. So I don't have a promo code or anything to get into it, but if you guys are interested, you need to go and jump in one now if you want to get some drafts in, get the feel, get the feel for these players going in certain rounds and stuff, knowing where the ADPs are, getting some experience underneath your belt. So if you want to do that, go ahead, jump in. Maybe we get in the same draft, who knows. So where am I picking at? It looks like I'm picking in the back, which is actually a good thing. I don't actually mind that at all. We might be able to get Burrow in this draft. All right, let's move that right there. It looks like we have pick number 11. This is the first time being in the 11 spot, I believe. I think. It's been a while since we've been in the 11 spot. So there goes Jefferson, first overall. That's so Jefferson and Chase go 1-2. Not surprising at all. We kind of seen that coming, obviously. Let's see if we get any weirdos today in one of these drafts that are taking players like super early or not drafting running backs until week 9 or round 9 or whatever. So let's see if we find any weirdos in any of these lobbies. Hopefully not. I'm gonna turn the music down one more notch. So Cup and Hill going 4 and 5. That's better. That's better than Kelsey going 4 or 5. Kelsey, I mean, if I'm picking 4 or 5, I'm not taking Kelsey either. So Bijan 7, that's about normal. Okay, Diggs at 8. See, now, like, about the 8 and 9 spot is where things just kind of like, you don't know what's going to happen. There's a series of about 7 or 8 players. There's 8 or different players that could go in that spot. AJ Brown 9. You know, not shocking. Devontae Adams 10. Wow, they're making it kind of easy for me here. They're making it easy for me. I like Garrett Wilson or CeeDee Lamb right here. It's tough. I don't have a whole lot of Garrett Wilson, so I'm going to take Garrett Wilson. If I pick in this spot again, say next draft, I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb. I want to go either or. It's too high for Waddle. I think it's too high for St. Brown. And it's too high for Olave, Smith, and Higgins. It's too high for the other receivers. The only receivers that should be going at the end of the first round that are left is CeeDee Lamb or Wilson, in my opinion. So CeeDee Lamb is there again. We're going to take him. We're actually going to take him. I didn't think he was going to fall to me. That guy went 2 running backs. Here's the problem with drafting. I strongly advise that taking 2 running backs in the first 2 rounds. I strongly advise against that. I wouldn't have said that 5 years ago. I wouldn't have said that even 3 years ago, probably. But now I'm saying it. The league is pass driven. It's so pass driven now that receivers are really more valuable than running backs. It's starting to trend that way. It's not entirely true, but for the most part, it's slowly but surely becoming that. That's why you got Jefferson and Chase going 1 and 2 in overall. You got them going 1 and 2 overall for a reason. That's the reason. So the league is becoming more pass heavy, more pass driven, more points are being scored. Receivers are the way to go early, especially if there's really good ones, tier 1 receivers that are on the board. I would consider like Waddle and let's see, Olave just went. Waddle, Olave, Smith, Higgins, Metcalf. Those guys they're kind of like not in the tier 1 category. The tier 1 category are CeeDee Lamb, maybe Garrett Wilson. It's close. It's a borderline. And then like, you know, Hill, Jefferson, Chase. Those guys are the tier 1 guys. You could probably throw Adams and AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, AJ Brown. They could be an either or. Last year, obviously, AJ Brown was a tier 1 guy. I think he could he's maybe going to dip a little bit this year, in my opinion. He did have a really good year last year. And Adams has always been a tier 1 receiver, but there's a chance he slides down into like a tier 2 type of receiver this year. Because his team sucks. So, he's got a bad quarterback. We're looking for Joe Burrow here come round 3 and 4. Hopefully he's there. And then we're hoping we get Najee Harris. Najee Harris and Burrow are the two guys on my radar right now at this spot. The end of round 3, beginning of round 4. It doesn't matter who I take, really. I'll probably take Burrow because the guy who picks behind me and in front of me just took 2 running backs. He's not going to take another one. There is a chance he could take Burrow, though, if I let Burrow go. So, hopefully Harris and Burrow are on the board. I will take Burrow first so the guy picking last does not snipe me. So far there's nothing really unusual going on as far as draft picks here. Burrow just went 29. That sucks. So we got a Burrow fan, a guy who loves Joe Burrow. He took him super early. I mean, it wasn't super early, but he took him in the beginning of the 3rd round here. He's got Tyreek and Waddle. He'll probably go get Tua at some point. Well, that kind of ruins things a little bit here. Now my strategy is going to change. I could get Lamar Fields. I want ETN if he's there. I want ETN and I want Harris. That's what I want. So he takes Lamar. So I'm taking ETN. And I'm taking Najee Harris if he's there, if this guy doesn't take him. And then we'll try to get Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be tough to get Trevor Lawrence, though. I'm not taking Trevor Lawrence at 4.2. It's too early. Fields is still on the board, so... Man. Najee Harris is there. We're taking him. So we got our 2 running backs. We got our 2 receivers. We're chilling right now. It's gonna suck if Lawrence does not fall to us right here. It's gonna suck, but we'll end up going after Rodgers. Rodgers could be a candidate. I might try to take Dak in this draft just because I got Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, a little bit of stacking, you know. The most important things you can do in redraft is stack and handcuff. Those are the 2 things that more often than not are going to win you. I mean, obviously, if you stack if you stack a quarterback and 2 receivers and they end up not playing very good, yeah, you can be in trouble. But if you look at a lot of the teams that win, like this stuff, or win in general, they have a little bit of a combination of 2 guys, say like Burrow and Chase, you know. That's probably the best stack you can get in fantasy football. But Wilson and Rodgers will be a good stack. It'll be pretty popular this year. I know a lot of people stack CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. They try to stack Hurts and AJ Brown or Devontae Smith, any combination. You see me stack Lawrence with ETN and Christian Kirk, you know. It's kind of a route that a lot of pros, a lot of guys who know what they're doing, utilize. So JSN at 44, Jackson Smith and Jigba at pick number 44. The guy he's not worried about getting a running back. He also took Burrow earlier, so man.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
It's a bold strategy. This guy got Christian Watson at 47. That's actually kind of late for him. It's good value there. His ADP is like 45. And then he just took Kirk. Lawrence is down there still. Can he hang on for dear life? 59.5. I think I'm picking 59 too. Yeah, I have 59. So hopefully, let's hope he stays on the board long enough for me to get him. This guy's got quarterback. There's There's one guy in front of me who doesn't have a quarterback, so I might not be so lucky. Might not be so lucky. But if that happens, we will game plan around it. We will. Look at Kenneth Walker just dropping like a rock. That's insane to me. There he goes. This guy just got Walker at 55. That's crazy. That's a really good team right there. Fields, Bijan, Hall, Walker, Chris Olave. He probably could use another decent receiver here. That's actually a really good team. That guy should not be getting Kenneth Walker as his third RB. This guy passed on quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is going to fall right to us. Trevor Lawrence is going to fall right to us. Unless this guy does something ludicrous. There he is. Trevor Lawrence. Heck yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, he took Pitts. Well, we got our choice of just about anything here. These receivers, man. I'm not a big fan of a lot of these receivers. Oh. I like Pierce. Let's go. Oh, man, I was thinking about taking Swift right there, but it's tough. What would have been great is if Pitts stayed on the board, or if I'm trying to think of who else in front of here. Like if Judy would have been there, or Kirk, that would have been awesome. Of course, that would have been kind of late for those guys. But if those guys would have been there, that would have been awesome. That would have been a really good third receiver. I'm not a fan of some of these receivers that are down here. Like, I'm not a fan of Evans, really. Lockett's okay, but, you know, this is his last year. A lot of these guys are old. Godwin is on a bad team. Godwin probably could have been a decent pick there. I probably should have taken Godwin. Oh, well. And really, I was thinking about Jordan Addison as well. Just because he plays for the Vikings, and the Vikings throw the ball a ton, so I will get Aaron Rodgers on this team, I think. I'm going to stack him with Wilson. Unless he goes. If he goes, I'll look for Dak. Dak is down here somewhere, I believe. No, Dak's up here. Oh, Dak's all the way up here. That's crazy. That's crazy that Dak is higher than like Tua. And of course, this is crazy too. I don't know why Richardson's that high. But whatever. All right, we are at the end of round number 6. Here's round 7. We gotta wait for the whole order to go through, basically. Again, we are in pick 11. So it's gonna suck if Rachaad White fell to me. I don't think he will, but this guy's he's taking the wait on quarterback strategy here. He's got Higgins, Samuel, DJ Moore, McLaurin, Waller, McCaffrey, Pacheco. That's not the greatest. I don't really like that too much. His receiver room's decent. McCaffrey's McCaffrey. I don't like how he waited this long on another running back. And then he took Pacheco of all people. Pacheco's not going to get much receiving work, so he's going to have to run for over 1,000, which I don't know if he'll do or not. He'll flirt with it, but I don't know if he gets there. If Addison is there, I might take Addison. Or Cooks. I might take Cooks as well. Forgot about Cooks. Cooks could be a good combo. Evan Ingram is there too. I could use another I could use another Jacksonville Jaguar. I can't believe Rachaad White's there. That's crazy. If I would have known that. Rachaad White is there, dude. I don't need a running back is the problem. Let's go Cooks. And then we're going to take Evan Ingram. All right, there we go. We got a couple stacks here. And we're going to stack Wilson with Aaron Rodgers, hopefully. Rodgers should be there for us. It'll be close. We got a long time. We got 20 picks, 19 picks. It's going to be a minute. Pull this over here. We got 119 days until our keepers lock in here in the auction league. It's coming up, man. It's like a little more than 3 months. A little more than 3 months time here. So Justin Jefferson, top receiver in the league last year. We obviously seen that one coming. Let me pull up Chase here. There we go. We got them side by side here. So, I mean, look, Jefferson 6. He was 6 in PPR rookie season 2 years ago, number 4, and then obviously last year he climbed the top spot. 1,400 yards, 16-16, 1809. This guy has been an absolute monster. And you know what's crazy about it is that he hasn't scored many touchdowns. He's only scored 7, 10, and 8. That's really what's been holding him back as far as like a 400 point season or better. So 88, 108, 128. So he increased it by 30 receptions from year 1 to year 2, and then another 20 from year 2 to 3. You know, I would look for him to hang around 120 again or more, somewhere in that ballpark. Looks like Rodgers might fall to us here unless this guy snags him. Oh, he took Geno. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I like that. Heck yeah. Give us Rodgers, baby. Anyhow, back to Jefferson. Look, Jefferson, he is, in my opinion, the safest pick you can take this year. He's the safest pick. Do I worry about injury with him? Not really. He doesn't have a history of it. He's a receiver. He's a very good receiver. The good receivers avoid injury. He's got a decent quarterback. Obviously, you know, people can have whatever feelings they want about how bad Cousins plays sometimes, but he's not like having Jimmy G as his quarterback. You know what I mean? What are we gonna freaking do here? I'm gonna take Kincaid. I'm gonna take a chance. So yeah, I mean, I don't worry about Jefferson getting hurt at all this year. I didn't worry about it last year. I wouldn't worry about it this year. This guy is the safest pick you can take. He's you know, he's not on my nuclear list, but it's because he's a given. I mean, he is a nuclear player. He's not on the list, but that's just because I don't want to put all the obvious guys out there. Everybody knows all the obvious guys, okay? He's super obvious. I mean, I can throw him on there last minute if if you guys want me to, but he's super obvious. I just don't have him on the list because he's the number 1 overall pick in the draft. You know, everybody knows he's good. You don't even have to know fantasy football to know he's good. You just look at a ranking sheet and you see that he's the best guy. So that's why he's not on the list, and that is why. That's why he is the number 1 guy, though, as well. That's why he's the number 1 guy. Everybody knows this guy. I'm not worried about him at all. He's going to be really good no matter who drafts him. If you're looking for a safe number 1 overall pick, or if you pick 2nd or 3rd in the league and somebody passes on this guy, you cannot let him slide any further. You have to take him. You have to. You'd be a fool not to. So now let's go to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, he's obviously a year behind. Remember, they were on the same national title team at LSU. Really, you know, they're the same age. I don't know why Chase didn't come out whenever he did. I mean, it was probably because he sat out. That's what's funny, is that he didn't come out. He stayed in college another year, and then he sat out because of the COVID stuff. So, look, this guy is due to explode. We'll talk about him later, more in depth, once we get to, he's going to be our next nuclear player that we go over. Well, look, man, this guy was just under 300 points his rookie season. Almost 1,500 yards receiving on 81 catches, okay? So let's go. Let's kind of just compare. Because he finished 5th his rookie season. Jefferson finished in 6th place at the receiver position his rookie year. This guy had he had 1,455 yards. Jefferson had 1,400 yards. Jefferson had 88 catches. Chase had 81. Chase is a touchdown machine is the difference. This is kind of the difference between these guys. Jefferson's going to see the volume. He's always going to see the volume no matter what, because he is the number 1 guy. There's not their offense isn't as versatile as the Bengals offense is. The Bengals have more pieces. They have a better quarterback. They have a better second receiver in T. Higgins. They had Mixon on the team, who, that's just, we don't know about Mixon going into this year, but if we're going off the past 2 years, 3 years, Mixon's been in town. He's been playing at a high level. So that is why Jefferson's going to be kind of a more volume king than Chase. Now, does Chase eventually eclipse 100 receptions? This could be the year. 81 his rookie season 2 years ago, 87 the year before that. There's a chance that he eclipses 100 receptions, maybe even upwards of 110. And if he gets that, he can become the number 1 receiver in fantasy football. I'm taking this guy. So this is where, and look, Chase had an off year last year. He missed 4 games. Everybody was freaking out about that injury. I remember. I don't have him in the auction league, so I wasn't really too worried about it. It didn't really concern me or my team. But look, man, this is a bounce back year. This is going to be a bounce back year for him. He's going number 2 overall for a reason. What are we going to do here? Give me commit. So yeah, this is going to be a bounce back year for Chase. He's gonna, I mean, he was just barely over 1,000 yards last season. He missed 4 games. He only had 9 touchdowns. He had 13. If this guy can get over 100 to 110 receptions, and you know, he eclipses maybe 1,500 yards, this guy could be the #1 receiver. Because the upside with having Chase over Jefferson, the one upside that I can point to is the touchdown production is going to be a little higher than Jefferson's potentially. We've seen, I mean, obviously we're waiting for Jefferson to go for like 15 receiving touchdowns in a year or more. This guy had 13. Chase had 13 his first year. He had 9 last year. There's a chance that Jamar Chase could eclipse 15 or so this year as well. And it's honestly, it's a more likelihood that he does because he's got a better quarterback. He's probably on a better offense, more pieces, and the guy is a matchup nightmare for just about anybody. Just like Jefferson, they're very much in the same category of tier 1 receivers. I don't think you can go wrong with either guy in a draft. Part of me hopes that I would have the number. Look, if I had the #1 overall pick in this year's draft, I would try to trade it to the. I would try to swap picks with the guy who has the #2 pick, and then try to get an extra 6th or 7th rounder from him, or something like that, or maybe even higher, maybe a 10th rounder or something. Because I would be okay with taking either Chase or Jefferson. And if he took Jefferson, I'll take Chase. If he takes Chase #1 overall, I'll just take Jefferson, and I would be fine with it. And you can probably get an extra pick from, like, you know, round 9, 10, 11, or whatever. So, or, you know, depends on who you're trading with. You might be able to fleece him and get like a round 6 or round 5 pick from him, which would be crazy. But that's what I would do if I had #1 pick. I would love to sit at the #2 spot and just take whoever's left, because I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at all. Part of me thinks Chase takes over this year and gets that #1 spot. We'll just have to wait and see. Would I be surprised if Jefferson finishes first? Not at all. But Chase finished 12th overall in the receiver rankings last year. He's coming back up inside the top 5. He's going to come back up into the top 5 to the top 3 this year. I think you can bank on it. You can bank on it for sure. So those are my thoughts and analysis over Jefferson and Chase. You know, we can go into it a little more. I mean, I pretty much broke down their stat lines from the past 2 years for Chase, the past 3 years for Jefferson. We can talk about their quarterback play. We can talk about how many, you know, we might be able to look into how many times each team throws the ball that they play on and how much they run it. But those are my initial thoughts. What are we doing here? What is going on? Taking all my players. We need another quarterback. Goodness gracious. Let's take Stafford. I want Pickett, but Stafford, you never know. We never know. He's a third quarterback, so it's not a big deal if he doesn't perform, but Maybe you should have taken Chase Brown right there, but that's okay. That's okay. We got 3 tight ends. We got 5 receivers. I like to see how much these guys passed last year. Both teams pass the ball a ton, so you know, like I said, I don't think you can go wrong with either of these guys. You have 1 or 2. I don't think it matters. I think you're gonna get what you pay for, regardless. So, all right, stats. The Vikings were ranked 7 in total yards a game. Passing yards here per game. Minnesota, they are ranked 6th. And the Bengals are ranked 5th. So they're 5th and 6th in passing yards per game. 265 for the Bengals, 263.8 for the Vikings. You know, that just tells you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know. The Miami Dolphins are 4, so obviously if you got Waddle or Hill, you're sitting pretty. The Chiefs were ranked number 1, which is pretty crazy considering the weapons they had last year. Bucks were 2, Chargers were 3. But you're gonna see the Bucks maybe decline a little bit this year. Tom Brady's not there anymore. So, guys that you could see, or teams that you could see move up into the top 5, you're going to see the Bengals and the Vikings and the Dolphins move up a spot or 2, potentially. The Chargers will be okay. The Chargers are going to probably be number 2 if I had to guess, because they're going to pass the ball a ton this year. Now that they got Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator. A team that you could see move up would be, see, the Bills are 7, Detroit it was 8, Philly was 9, Jaguars are 10. Jaguars are going to be the other team that you see move up. The Jaguars were 10th in the league passing the ball, pass yards per game. Look for that to come up a little bit this year. They're going to get inside the top 8, I believe. So I'm a huge fan of Trevor Lawrence this year. Yeah, I mean, you see, I got Lawrence, I got Etienne, I have Ingram. I wish I had Kirk on my team, but that's okay. Rondale Moore's been a disappointment. Take Hardman, another New York Jet. Another New York Jet to go with Rodgers, to go with Garrett Wilson. You never know, he might have a big game or 2 here and there throughout the season. Especially if like somebody like Lazard misses time, or maybe Wilson misses some time or something. You got to prepare. You got to prepare for anything and everything with these. You got to have depth at every position. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble. We need to go get another running back. Holy cow, Gainwell's there. Let's take him. We might go get Michael Carter too. I believe Michael Carter's down here somewhere, right? Deuce Vaughn's there too. Somebody take Michael Carter already? I think they did. Maybe not. I thought they did, but maybe not. Where's he at here? just missed him. There he is. He's right there. Right behind Deuce Vaughn. What do we got here? We got 2 picks left, so I'm gonna go get Deuce Vaughn or Michael Carter. I might take a chance on Deuce. Never know. I like Deuce Vaughn. I like him to a degree. I like him if you handcuff him with Pollard. Really. That's that would be my, I mean, you have to handcuff those guys no matter what. If you go that route, you have to handcuff them. This one, there wasn't a whole lot of craziness going on. We'll take a look at everybody's team and see how they did. I'm not going to go through a deep analysis. We'll just give my kind of initial thoughts on everybody's team. See if we find anything that's like outrageous. It's good to kind of go through and study, see what some people do. Need another water. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get another water. Kareem Hunt. A lot of these guys are taking chances on these running backs who don't have a team. Hunt would probably be the best one to take a chance on, in my opinion. I think he's the one who's got the most left in the tank between him and Zeke and Lenny and everybody else, you know. All right, let's get him. Let's take Carter. All right, we're done. 4 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 6 receivers. Pretty decent one too. 3 tight ends. I think 3 tight ends is a minimum. I would always have at least 3 tight ends on every single team, no matter who you got. I mean, I would feel a little bit better about 4, but if you have 3 solid ones, then you're okay. Kincaid is, yeah, we'll see what happens with Kincaid. Hopefully Kincaid, hopefully he becomes the player I think he's going to become. I think he can be very effective in Buffalo. How much he produces right away is going to be a question that we don't know the answer to. We can look and see what Dawson Knox has done the last few years. The problem is Dawson Knox is still in town, so let's look at Knox here. Knox has been in the league for 4 years. This will be year number 5 for him. He's getting roughly, he's at 49 and then 48 catches the last 2 years. So, you know, a little more than 500 yards each season. 9 touchdowns 2 years ago. Last year he had 6. So, you know, I mean, I would look for the Bills to use Knox and Kincaid together a lot this year. Kincaid is really he's a tight end who you could probably just put him in the slot. You could just put him in the slot like Kelsey, like what the Chiefs do with Kelsey, because he's a glorified receiver is what he is. He's gonna run routes. Like, you can just put him as a slot receiver almost. Just let him run routes as like a slot guy. I think you're gonna see them use him that way. So there's a chance Kincaid could go for maybe 600 yards this year. If he did, that'd be really good, considering that Knox has not even eclipsed 600 yet in his career. So at least over the course of a season. So we'll just have to wait and see on Kincaid. Last pick, who was it? Not showing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 16, 17. I don't know, it's not showing it. All right, let's look at everybody's team here. I'm gonna try to go through quick. All right, this guy right here, he had the last pick. Herbert, Richardson, Mac Jones, okay. Eckler, Taylor, McKinnon, Moser, Wilson. He likes the Miami running backs, don't he? He's got 2 of them. Spears, Mike Williams, Pittman, Johnson, Elijah Moore, Juju, Pierce, Jaden Reed. Ooh. He's only got 2 tight ends, Knox and Pitts. That's not bad. It's a decent combination. You would like to see him have another tight end, obviously. Like I said, 3 is kind of a minimum. You got to account for injuries happening. It looks like he got, you know, it looks like he drafted it around 12. Let's just put it that way. Or with 12 overall. The end of round 1, it looks like it. So, my team: Lawrence, Rodgers, Stafford, Ritter, Etienne, Harris, Pierce, Gainwell, Carter. Not the 2 greatest, you know, 4 and 5 running backs, but we did okay the first 3. Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Cooks, Mingo, Shaheed, Hardman. You know, the good news is that I got it right here. We went first round, second round receiver. Very good. Could have done maybe a little better later, but it's not horrible. We'll just have to wait and see. I feel like when I took Cooks here, and then I took Pierce here, I could have done something a little different. Especially since Rachaad White would have been there right where Cooks was drafted. He would have been there, which was crazy that he fell that far. Evan Ingram, Dalton Kincaid, Komet. It's not the greatest, but we stacked Ingram. Kincaid's a mystery. We're not quite sure how much work he's going to get. And I think, look, Cole Kmet's on my sleeper list. He's decent. I think he could have a breakout year this year. And then the quarterback, you know, we did all right. I'm big on Lawrence this year, so we're putting a lot of eggs in one basket there with some of these drafts. But if he cashes in, for us, if he turns out to be the player we think he's going to be, a lot of people that have Trevor Lawrence on their team, especially in these best ball drafts, they're going to be there in contention at the end of the year. They're going to be in the elimination rounds in week 14, 15, 16, 17. So, all right, the guy that drafted 10th overall, Jackson and Stroud. You better hope Jackson doesn't miss his time. He's only got 2 quarterbacks. I don't know what he's thinking there. You got to at least have 3, I think. Look, quarterback and tight end, you got to have like 3. You got to have at least 3. It's my personal opinion. You know, Miller and Strong or Mechie, you know, those guys may not even do anything for you. So there's chance, instead of spending a draft pick on these guys down here at 207, who's, you know, you got Gibbs and Dobbins here. Those are your first two backs. They're going to provide for you pretty much almost every week, more so than any of these other guys. Instead of picking this guy, he should have taken like another quarterback. So Gibbs, Dobbins, Harris, Mitchell, Miller, Strong. I don't really like this, to be honest. Gibbs is a rookie. You know, he's a good rookie, but I don't like him as my first running back. Let's just put it that way. I don't like him as my first running back. I would rather have somebody else in round 3 or 2. He could have done something better here, my opinion. I think Dobbins is okay as his second running back. I think he should have handcuffed like Edwards with him. He should have handcuffed Gus Edwards. That's what I would have been thinking. But at least he's got Jackson too, though. At least he's got Jackson. He's got the Ravens running game for the most part. These three guys don't really matter. Elijah Mitchell is decent though. I'm not gonna hate on Elijah Mitchell, because if CMC misses time, this is gonna be a steal. This guy would be pretty good. He'd be really good if CMC misses time at all. Adams, like I said, I don't like Adams in the first round. I think he's a, you know, top of the second round player this year. At 10, I would rather have CeeDee Lamb. I would rather have Garrett Wilson. I would rather have Jonathan Taylor. Like, Jonathan Taylor was there. I could have had Jonathan Taylor whenever I picked 11 and 14. St. Brown, 15th overall. That's pretty good value. That's about right where his ADP is. Same thing with Ayuk. Dodson, I like Dodson this year. If you got Dodson as your fourth receiver, that's pretty good. Flowers, I think he's a decent pick there. Could care less about these two guys down here, but you never know. They like Bateman, if he can stay healthy, he might provide a week or two. He's got a lot of Ravens on this team. He's all in on Baltimore, kind of, and he's got a lot Isaiah Likely too. Dolchich, Johnson, Likely. It's pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it'll get you. I think Greg Dolchich is gonna surprise some people this year. He was our last sleeper on the sleeper list, so I think he'll creep into the top 10 as far as fantasy football tight ends go. All right, moving on to the guy who drafted 9th overall. Geno and Pickett. That could be better. You got to have another guy. You got to have at least another quarterback. If Geno misses time, I think Pickett picks up his play a little bit, but Pickett is not a number 1 quarterback. He's being drafted down here at 172 for a reason. Yeah, his quarterback room could be a little better. He waited too long. He waited way too long for a quarterback. Barkley, Stevenson, that's a pretty good combo. Miles Sanders, at least he got him a pick after his ADP. I don't like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Miles Sanders at all this year. So, like, the fact that he got Rachaad White down here at 88, that's a steal. Rachaad White's more than likely gonna be better than these three guys, potentially. There's potential. Joe Mixon, if Mixon misses time, he'll be better. I think he'll be better than Sanders straight up. And then who knows what? I mean, Connor could actually be he could be a decent pick down here. We'll have to wait and see. Arizona's going to suck this year, so how much they run the ball is going to be, you know, how much time does Kyler miss? And then how much do they run the ball if they're losing a lot of games and they're playing from behind? And, you know, are they going to be passing the ball a lot? I would suspect so. But he can contribute in the passing game too. I do worry about injury with Connor. He's been dinged up really the last 2 years, roughly. So he's getting older. I worry about his health. That's why I would rather have somebody young who has the full workload in Rachaad White. I would rather have him over really all three of these guys. but his running back room's pretty good, to say the least. Tight ends, let's go down tight ends. Laporta, Hurst, Schoonmaker, whatever. I don't like him at all. At least he's got 3 though. I like Hurst, I like Laporta. I think those guys could be pretty good. I don't know how much they're going to use Schoonmaker in the passing game. He's more of a blocking tight end. I mean, he basically got him with his second to last pick, or his last pick actually. So I guess it could have been worse. I would have went like Noah Fant or Ferguson. See, Noah Fant and Ferguson are still on the list here. Zach Ertz, or even Musgrave. Musgrave actually would have been a better pick, in my opinion. Musgrave's a better tight end, fantasy wise, receiving wise. So yeah, Schoonmaker, he could have probably took somebody else. All right, the guy who picked 8th overall, Josh Allen Goff. It's decent. You'd like to see another quarterback though, just in case injuries occur, obviously. Same thing at tight end. Schultz and Andrews, pretty good tight ends. I would like to see another one just in case. This guy actually has a pretty decent team here. Jones, Akers, Dillon. Okay, so he handcuffed Jones and Dillon. That's good. I was going to knock him for taking Jones as his first running back in the 5th round, but he handcuffed A.J. Dillon, so it really doesn't matter. Because I like A.J. Dillon, and I like really either one of these guys if they could get the full workload. So he handcuffs them together at least. That's the best thing you can do. If you take 2 guys that are kind of a 4th, 5th, 6th round draft pick at running back, you need to make sure you handcuff their backup. So Akers, I think Akers is a little underrated in this year's draft, going as late as he goes. He finished off the year with 3 straight 100-yard games, so a lot of people don't know that. They're getting Stafford, they're getting Kupp back. I still think the Rams are going to suck. I don't think they're going to be as good as people think. They're in a little bit of a rebuild mode, but Akers getting that help back on offense, it should help him become a better fantasy back this year. And you're getting him for, really, he should be your 3rd running back. He shouldn't be your 2nd. He should be your 3rd. So he's a very good RB3. But I don't mind him being RB2 here. He's got potential. Singletary, Edwards, Kareem Hunt. I mean, nobody really cares about these guys that much. Kareem Hunt, we'll have to wait and see where he goes. If he goes to a place where he can get some work, this could be really a steal as his, 2nd to last pick. So Diggs, Keenan Allen, Johnson, Brown, Zay Jones, Isaiah Hodgins, Shakir, Palmer. He's actually got a very, very good receiving room overall. I would rather somebody else be here instead of Keenan Allen, though. I would not have taken Keenan Allen right here. I'm glad he got Palmer to go with him. Well, let's go back and look. He took Keenan Allen 41st overall. Let's see who he could have taken. Watson. He could have taken McLaurin, I guarantee it. All right, here he is, Keenan Allen. He took him after Cooper and after Mike Williams. You got Ridley, JSN, Hopkins, Moore, DJ Moore, Watson, London, Kirk. DJ Moore, Watson, London, Kirk, McLaurin, all 5. I would rather have those guys over Keenan Allen. Like, it's not even close either. It's not. I don't even have to think about it. So, I mean, maybe he's a Chargers fan. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, name recognition because Keenan Allen's been around the league for so long. This guy's last year, or like yesterday, I said about DeAndre Hopkins. I said, if you see DeAndre Hopkins go down this year and say he misses like half the season because of an injury, he has some kind of injury that just plagues him throughout the whole season. I said last night, he's done. He's done in fantasy probably for the rest of his career. That was this guy last year. That was Keenan Allen last year. He's been battling injury throughout the last 2 years, hamstring issues. He's turning into Julio. He's turning into what was happening to Julio at the end of his career. This guy's done. He should not be being drafted in the beginning of the 4th round. Really the middle beginning of the 4th round. That's just, I don't even know if I would take this guy in the 7th round. I just wouldn't. I got other priorities. I got other players that would be a priority. He's a good receiver, and he was, you know, he's probably one of the best receivers in Charger history, but the guy is at the end of his career. He's not the same receiver that he was 5 years ago. He's older. He's been injury plagued. So this is why I knocked this pick. I seen Keenan Allen's injury coming from a mile away last year. I was calling it early because the guy is just bad. And look, he's going to be 30 this year. He's not getting any younger. And here's the question. When you see injuries, with players from previous seasons, they usually don't have a really good ADP. They usually drop down below into the 5th, 6th, 7th round. Hopkins, remember, or you know, it doesn't even have to be injury. It could be a suspension. Hopkins got suspended for 6 games. The first 6 games, he dropped into the 7th round last year. You look at Jameson Williams. He just got suspended for the gambling. He dropped down into round 7, round 8. So you see these injuries like Breece Hall. Breece Hall would be a 1st round running back if he didn't get injured. He's now going in the middle of the 3rd. You know, sometimes the early 3rd, sometimes the middle, sometimes the late 3rd. So why is somebody like Keenan Allen going as high as round 4 when he was plagued with injuries? I just don't understand it. I don't get it. So that's kind of my knock on that guy's team. Everywhere else, though, he did okay. You'd like to see another quarterback, like to see another tight end, but it's not the greatest team, but it's not terrible either. All right, the guy who drafted 7th overall, Fields and Carr. Once again, dude, he needs a 3rd quarterback, and he needs a 2nd or a 3rd. He needs a 3rd tight end as well. Conklin and Goddard. Goddard's going to be pretty good this year, I would think, if he can stay healthy. Goddard missed some time last year. Fields missed some time last year. Fields runs a lot. You know, Carr's a decent backup, but you like to have another guy here. He's got to have some really good receivers and running backs. Bijan, Breeze, Walker. Okay, this is the guy that got Walker. This is his 3rd RB. Look, Walker slid. Look, Walker doesn't even have, I mean, he got injured towards the end of the season, had a really good season though. The only knock on Walker was going at the end of the 2nd round a week and a half ago. They go out and draft Charbonnet, which he handcuffed. So he handcuffed Charbonnet to Walker. That's good on him. But look, Walker, this is going back to my Keenan Allen point. Walker didn't do anything wrong at all. He did nothing wrong. They just went out and drafted this guy, and Walker fell. He fell from having an ADP of like 23 to 45, and then he just got drafted 55 overall. So that's drafted 30 picks later than what he was going right before the draft. So, and he didn't do anything wrong. They just went out and drafted a running back, and that's what called. So why is Keenan Allen going in the beginning of the 4th round? You know what I mean? It's not. He should not be going there. That's a really good running back room, by the way. That's really good. That's probably the best running back room in this draft, if I had to guess. We haven't seen everybody else's team. Olave, Addison, Odell, Mooney, KJ, DPJ, Samuel, Renfro, Oh, okay. It's not terrible. I like Olave a lot. You would like to not see a rookie receiver be your number 2 guy unless he's going to be Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. Which there's a chance he could be that, but he plays with Jefferson, so not likely. Odell isn't bad as a 3rd guy. You'd like to see him be your 4th receiver, though. Receiver room could be a little better. This was the problem, though. He reached on Charbonnet to handcuff him because he wanted that handcuff just in case something happens to Walker. That's why he didn't have a better receiver right here. This could have been somebody else. Not terrible though. Not a terrible team. All right, this is the guy who drafted 6th overall, right? 6, I believe. 8, 7, 6. Okay, Mahomes, Lance. Once again, he doesn't have a third quarterback. He doesn't have a third tight end either. Of course, it may not matter. He's got Kelsey. Look, this is look. I said this, and I'll say it again. If Kelsey gets hurt this year, this guy's screwed. He is screwed. Hill's not going to do a whole lot for him, more than likely, because he's not really a tight end. He's like a utility player. If Kelsey goes down and misses time, this guy's team is done. It'll probably finish dead last. It doesn't matter who he has the receiver and running back, because he's probably down. Or look, he's down a receiver. Really, he's down a receiver, or he's actually down a running back. You see this? Swift was his first running back. Swift was his first running back. Swift should not be his first running back. Madison, Gibson, Johnson, Hubbard, Travion Williams. I mean, this is this guy's running back room.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
It's not the greatest.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yeah, it's a bold strategy to wait on RB until pick 67, which is the end of the 6th round, the middle of the 6th round. You know, Metcalf, Ridley, Judy, Tony, Sutton, Scott. This is actually a really good receiving room. I don't mind it at all, but he got all these good receivers because he waited on running back. He's got a guy who can't stay healthy, who I think maybe plays a little better than people expect, but is he playing as good as Bijan? Is he playing as good as Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey, Breece Hall? Is he playing as good as those guys? No. I mean, he'll be lucky if he gets inside the top 12. He'll be super lucky if he gets inside the top 12. So, he's not an RB1 in fantasy. Took a lot of receivers, man. I don't know why you need this many receivers, but and look, these two guys are worthless down here. Really, you could say Johnson could be worthless too, because he's sitting behind two guys. Johnson's one of my sleepers, but he's only a sleeper in the case of you being able to keep him in 2024. I don't mind having Johnson here at 4, but if you got Johnson at 4, then what do you need? You know, I know he's lacking in the running back department, but there's no saving it. You can't save it once you get these two guys and these 3 guys, because all the other good running backs are gone. They're gone. He could have had Rachaad White here to 88. The one guy took Rachaad White at 88. So he could have had him. He could have had him right here instead of Tony. You know? But he got greedy at receiver, man. He got greedy. So I mean, that team's going to do okay, but it's going to do okay, but it's going to be lacking at the running back position, and it's really going to be hurting if Kelsey misses time. Or if Mahomes misses time. Look at this. He's got Trey Lance. We don't even know what's going on with Trey Lance. This guy has 2 quarterbacks. This is why you take more than 2 tight ends, more than 2 quarterbacks, right here. If Mahomes goes down, he's screwed. If Kelsey goes down, he is done. He's finished. He's done. He has no chance with this team. No chance. All right, the next guy. This guy drafted 5th overall. Burrow, Tua, Deshaun Watson. Really good. Cook, Montgomery, Herbert, Algier, Zeke, Nyheim Hines. Could be better, but it's not the worst. He did wait on a running back, obviously, but I told you this guy would get Tua. This is the guy that had Waddle and Hill. I told you he would get Tua. He stacked them. That's a very good stack. Jameson Williams, Robinson, other Robinson, Corey Davis, Once again, he could have had another tight end here. Why do you have Naheem and Zeke on your team when you have these 4 running backs? These guys aren't horrible. He's kind of a backup that could produce a lot if Bijan goes down. This guy's kind of a starter. He's going to get, I think, more work than what people think. Montgomery's a decent play. Cook's okay. I worry about injury. I would rather have somebody else than Cook, obviously. But this was probably the best running back available at pick 53. I just don't understand why you need Hines and Elliott. Elliott doesn't even play for anybody right now. He's old. He's not going to produce anything in fantasy this year. You might have one game where he might help you out if you're lucky. Hines, I'm not worried about Hines at all. They got 2 other guys in Buffalo. He's not a threat to anything. All he does is return punts and return kicks now. You need another tight end here. I like both of these tight ends, but you need another one. You got to have another one. 3 and 3 is the minimum at tight end and quarterback, man, in these best ball drafts. He could have had Sam Howell. Sam Howell's a starting that's quarterback. He could have had Fant. He could have had Musgrave. He could have had Hunter Henry, who's the starter in New England. He could have had Cade Otton. He's the starter in Tampa Bay. Just put another guy there in case the guy goes down, you know? All right, 4th overall. 4th overall. Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray. Not bad. You better hope Hurts doesn't get hurt. Could have used another quarterback, obviously. 3 tight ends. It's not terrible. It's pretty good. Kittle, Higbee, McBride. Those guys are all starters. I mean, McBride and Ertz are going to play around a little bit until Ertz decides to retire. Henry, Kamara, A-Chain, Williams, Fournette. Oh, I would like to see something a little better here. I don't mind Henry to a degree. I'm starting to come around on Henry a little bit. But he drafted Henry at 28, and then he waited 72 picks later to get another running back. That is the
bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Let's see if it pays off for him, because you don't see that one very often. He went receiver heavy for 45, 16. He went receiver and tight end, and then quarterback. He decided to fill those needs for the next 6 rounds, 7 rounds. Kupp, Hopkins, Chris Godwin, Gabe Davis, Mike Thomas, Adam Thielen. These guys don't really matter to me. Really, all 4 of these guys I could care less about in fantasy. All 4 of them. But these top 4 guys are decent. I don't know about that team. I don't think it wins. I don't think it wins it. 3rd overall. Daniel Jones, Russell Wilson, Brock Purdy. So this guy waited on quarterback. At least he's got 3. He's got 3 decent ones, okay ones. They're not top 8, but they're going to produce a little bit. Waller and Irv Smith, that could be better. He needs another one. I don't like either of those 2 guys, if I'm being honest. T. Higgins, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Tyler Boyd, Collins, Mims, Patrick. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. Pretty good. It's decent. McCaffrey, Pacheco, Javonte, Jalen Warren. Even kinda, I like this pick right here. That's not bad either. That's pretty good. Lacking a little bit at the quarterback position, and he's taking a chance here. Waller could turn. It could. I could be totally wrong on Waller, and he could play really good. But if this guy misses time, do you want Irv Smith as your number 1 tight end? I don't. I would almost rather have one of these guys who's on the board still. 2nd overall. Dak, Jordan Love. This guy waited on quarterback. That's not terrible, though. You'd like to see, like I said, you'd like to see a 3rd guy, but those are 2 decent ones. Dak is a kind of a low-end QB1, high-end QB2. So we'll just have to wait and see. If he plays anything like he did the last 5 games of the year last year, then this guy's going to be in trouble. Pollard, Jacobs, P. Ryan, Foreman, Bigsby, Evans. Not terrible. Not terrible. Instead of Zach Evans, this guy should have drafted Deuce Vaughn instead of Zach Evans with the last pick. Or I guess he took Dell with his last pick. This was his second to last pick. He should have handcuffed Deuce Vaughn to Tony Pollard. That's what I would have done. I don't know why you don't do that. Why you don't? Why this guy didn't do that is beyond me. So, moving on. Chase, Watson, Kirk. Those are three really good receivers. Really 4, 5. All 5 of these guys, I like these guys. You get Lockett as your 5th receiver. Burks as your 4th. Kirk 3. This is potentially the best wide receiver room that anybody drafted. We'll have to see what the guy in 1st overall did. Freiermuth, Okonkwo, Gesicki. That's pretty good. This guy's team is not bad. It's not bad if his running backs produce. If they produce. If Pollard and Jacobs turn out to be able to like repeat what they did last year or continue on, build off what they did last year, this team can be really good. All right, the last team. Does it show who his last pick was? 216. It doesn't. I need to like refresh this. Let me refresh it real quick. What was this guy's team name? This was it right here. This guy. Let me adjust it so you guys can see it. Kirk Cousins, Bryce Young, Jimmy G. So he waited at quarterback. That's not horrible though. I do like Young and Cousins. Jimmy G sucks, but at least he's a starting quarterback, and at least he's quarterback number 3 on his team. Chubbs, Cook, Penny, Chase Brown, McBride. That is not a very good running back room. Once again, this guy took Chubb with the second, or he took him with his first pick in round 3. First pick in round 3. And then he waited 71 picks later to go get a running back.
The bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Penny's kind of a question mark as well. I know he's a starter, but Swift is in town, so... And can he stay healthy? Can he stay healthy? We don't know. He hasn't proven that he can stay healthy, so... Chase is a little bit of a dark horse. I don't mind him at RB4. I don't mind McBride at 5 either. These are actually two kind of under the radar backs that can produce in the passing game, and they're on passing teams, and you can get them for super late, super cheap. McBride was his last pick, obviously, of the draft. So Jefferson. So this guy, he stacked Jefferson, Cousins. He went out and got McBride, who could be the back. He could be the back. I think it's more likely to be Madison. If something happens to Cook, obviously, it will be Madison. McBride, though, in 2 years, give McBride like 2 years. Look out for McBride. Give him about 2 years, though. Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Drake London, Mike Evans, Pickens, Jacoby, really good receiver room. Instead of taking Thornton now, or Chark, actually I like Thornton better than I do Chark. Take Chark off his team. He should have drafted another tight end. Look, he took Hawkinson too, Minnesota. This guy stacked Minnesota players. I like it. Mayer could be okay, but I would like another tight end here in case one of these guys miss time, especially if Hawkinson misses time. But he stacked Minnesota. But this is actually a decent team. This isn't bad. The running back room could be a little better in my opinion. I would like to have... I wouldn't want James Cook as my RB2. I don't think he's an RB2 in fantasy. He's not inside my top 24 running backs. So, neither is Penny. Both of these guys are like high-end to mid-end RB3s in my opinion. So, not bad, not bad. Let's go another one. Let's go another one, shall we? Hopefully we don't pick at the very end. I still have yet to get, I think, the 12th overall pick, so I wouldn't be shocked if they give it to me right here. We don't want the 5th pick. We really want a top 3 pick. We want the 3rd, the 1st, or the 2nd. I would really like to get the 2nd pick. I think 1, 2, 3 are, you know, 1, 2, 3 and pick number 10, I think are the best spots. Those are my best spots. There's some good players you can get in the middle, like if you pick 6th or 7th or 5th, but there's a lot of uncertainty. You have to, I mean, you have to game plan and adapt your draft on the fly, and you have to be good at it. All right, it's filled. Let's see what we get here. Oh my goodness, we're all the way at the end again. We got pick 11 again. Two drafts in a row. So let's see what we can do with this. They just hold me, man. I gotta try to get Burrow from this spot. I'm hoping Burrow will fall to me at this spot. Hopefully this time. This would be great if he did. We got 30 seconds. Guy just stole Chase at 3 because the guy picking second went McCaffrey. So that guy's got a chance to build a team at 3. We're going Taylor here, and we're going to go receiver, whoever's left over. I'm looking at him, to be honest. Again. Look, man, you get 174 points with a horrible quarterback play. Oh, you guys can't see it. 174 points, a horrible quarterback play. It's hard to pass up on that. Let's see if I get sniped, though. I'll take CeeDee Lamb, though, here at 14 if he's there. St. Brown is a little intriguing as well. 90 and 106 catches. Come on, dude, pick. CeeDee Lamb. Taking Wilson. I just like Wilson better than St. Brown. He's higher on my draft board. He's higher on my rankings. And he's a little, I would say he's a little more versatile than St. Brown. St. Brown is a good receiver, but he's not going to play on the outside as much as somebody like Wilson will. And Wilson can play in the slot as well. So Rodgers gets him the ball this year a lot, in my opinion. A lot of upside there. Well, look at Henry go. He went 17 overall. 17th overall. Wow. Waiting on quarterback here is smidge. That's actually a good thing. I'm glad these guys are waiting on quarterback. Chris Olave just went. This is good. It brings a high likelihood that Burrow can still be there for me in the 4th round or the end of the 3rd. Pollard. I like this. I like this waiting on quarterback. I like this. Yeah, Hurts, okay. I would have taken Allen, but Smith. Okay, he stacked. He stacked Smith. This guy's got Smith, Hurts, and Jefferson. That's pretty good three. That's a pretty good 3-piece right there. Not gonna knock that at all. I'm not a fan of this Debo and McCaffrey on the same team. I think you got to pick one or the other. Let me adjust this back. Look at Waddle go in the 3rd round. This is where this is good value. This is where Waddle should be going here in the 3rd round instead of the 2nd. He's got Hill as well and Pollard. That's pretty good too. That's good stack. He's gonna go get Tua now. You got to go get Tua now. It looks like Burrow's going to fall to us here. Easily fall to us. I mean, there's still Lamar on the board and Fields. Here goes Ridley. I like this. Hopefully they don't go on a little run here. We're going to take Burrow out right here because we're not letting this guy picking 12 snipe us. He's got Adams and CeeDee Lamb. We're not getting sniped. I like Stevenson too, man. I like ETN though, maybe a little more. All right, Stevenson just went, so we don't have to worry about that. It would have been really tempting if Breece Hall was there too. DJ Moore, that's a little early for him. 33, his ADP's 40. Unless this guy takes Burrow. We got Burrow, baby. Oh, he took ETN. That sucks. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take a chance that he doesn't take Burrow here. Oh my goodness. I have a feeling he's going to take Harris if I take Burrow right there. So if this guy takes Burrow, I'm going to be mad. He's thinking, bro. He's thinking. Go get go get 2 running backs. Take Walker and Gibbs, dude. Take Lamar. Do not take Burrow. Please don't take Burrow, bro. Okay, there's Lamar. He's not going to take Burrow. What's this guy doing? Just pick, bro. Just pick. with a common denominator. We got Burrow.
Keep it up for me. The CEO, how the money comes in, the parade comes to town.
Going down Broadway.
Is a one-way street, whichever way I go.
We got Burrow. I faked him out. I thought he would take Harris, so we went Harris first. Passed on Burrow, hoping that he would pass on him and we could get him in round 4. And it paid off. It paid off. It was a bold strategy. Bold strategy.
Pays off for him.
It's gonna pay off because it was bold. Look at Fields fall. ADP is 35. It's already, we got the 45th pick already up. This guy takes him though. He doesn't let him slide any further. Well, Fields should be going in round 4 anyways, in my opinion. I think people are reaching on him if he goes round 3. That's just me. I mean, I would just like him better in the 4th round. See, he just took him at 45. I said he would. That's good. It's better value right there. It's better value for this guy. I mean, he's got Fields, Hill, Waddle, Pollard. I mean, yeah, that's good. Hawkinson went right here. I was hoping to maybe get my hands on Hawkinson. It's just tough, man. Hawkinson's going so early. He's going so early. He's going earlier than Pitts and Kittle. All right, we are at the end of round number 4. This guy has the last pick of round 4. He's got to go get a running back. So this guy's waited too long for running back, in my opinion. I don't want Aaron Jones as my RB1. I don't want Miles Sanders as my RB1. He doesn't either. That's why he just took a receiver. Now he's got another pick. He's on the clock for the beginning of round 5. This guy's going to suffer at running back. But he's got 3 really good receivers and a good quarterback. So I guess I can't knock him too much. You got to go get a running back here. I would be looking to get Rashad White if I was this guy as my second running back. His first running back, it's going to be Jones. He just took Jones. Okay. I mean, he better handcuff A.J. Dillon. I might just take A.J. Dillon and prevent him from doing that. But so Keenan Allen went 50. He went 41 last draft. He just went 50. I think that's still too high, but at least it's better. At least it's better. What is his ADP? 49.6. So that guy took him at 41 last draft. He reached pretty hard for him. Dobbins, Sanders. This is a pretty good value for McLaurin. 50 and a half. Got him at 55. Or we're coming up. We want Kirk. Give me Kirk and Godwin, potentially. Kirk and Godwin, maybe. Maybe we go get somebody like Kyle Pitts. Gosh, Pitts was so disappointing last year. That is unreal. Boy, that's terrible. Kirk fell to us, but he took Godwin. Well, we will take Kirk. That's a given. And now we got a decision to make here. We have a decision to make. We have a decision to make here. Let's go. A little tougher than I thought it would be here. I really want to go take Pitts, but Pitts is going to be a... Who knows? I'm thinking about Pickens though too. I really wanted Godwin. If Brady was still in town, I would not mind Evans. Of course, his ADP would be higher than what it is. I would take Evans. Oh my goodness. My goodness, man. Pickens had a pretty good rookie season, 140. That's not bad. I think he could scratch 1,000 yards potentially. He could scratch the surface for it. Very productive on 52 catches and only 4 touchdowns. So let's take him. Let's take him. Let's take him. Yep. Waited on tight end, but that's not a bad thing. This guy got Lawrence at 57. Eckler, Barkley, Pacheco. Eckler, Barkley, Pacheco, Moore, and Williams. Okay. I reached on Pickens a little bit, but I just... Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I was thinking about Jordan Addison too. I just don't know if I wish Addison's ADP was like in the 80s, the high 80s instead of the low 70s. I feel like it's a little high. A little high considering Jefferson's on the other side of him. Jefferson's gonna command a volume, high volume of work. So maybe Rachaad White falls down, well, maybe not. There's a chance he could fall down the list here, though. I don't think he falls to 88 like he did last draft. We got 83. He could fall to me here. I do like him if he falls to me here, too. Evan Ingram's still up there. So is Fryer move. I don't know if we're gonna do content until tomorrow. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. I don't think. We'll just have to wait and see. I am probably gonna go into work tonight, more than likely. I need to. And then as soon as I get up, well, I'm gonna try to take a nap here right after this draft. And try to work on some content in the morning whenever I get off. Get a couple of videos out. We need to start. I can do the videos on the 2 nuclear players that we went over yesterday. We can get that done. Get this Rachaad White's on the board. Don't you even dare think about it, dude. Don't you dare think about it. This guy will not get back to me either at 86. Mike will take him because he only has 1 RB. So he took him. He took him. Oh my God. Let's take Johnson and Pickens together. We'll go get Pickett as well. We'll stack him with Pickett. We'll take Pickett as our quarterback number 3. Oh my goodness, man. I would have taken Dotson if Dotson was there too, but Dotson was taken right before White, so that is unbelievable. That guy just did that to me. This guy needs a quarterback, bro. What are you doing? What's the matter with you? Cooks. We'll take Montgomery next. Or Javonte. Would be my guess. Rodgers is at 104. We should be able to get Rodgers. We got Rodgers last time with this pick, right? Oh, 107 is our pick. Oh my goodness. He took Richardson. Wow. Oh, wow. Evan Ingram will not be there. Let's take Rodgers. Let's just get Rodgers off the board. Cha-ching. A little early on Rodgers, but I don't think he falls to 107. Of course, we're never gonna know because we just took him, but heck yeah, dude, give me Rodgers. Down. All right. I was thinking about Tua, but I have Garrett Wilson, so I was like, no, we need to stack Wilson and Rodgers. I want to try to stack Burrow and Chase the next time I get the chance. The only way I'm going to get that chance though is if you have the first or second overall pick, or third if you get lucky at 3 and the guy passes on Chase, which I'm sure whenever I get the third pick the guy's not going to pass on Chase. So that's the only way you can get that stack, at least in this. So, and even then you're talking about taking Burrow with you might be able to get lucky at the end of round. You're not going to get him at the end of round 4 now that I think about it. You're going to have to take him with your third overall pick as well. Your third pick in the the first 2 picks in the third round. That's the only way you're going to get that stack. Charbonnet went. Does this guy have Walker? Nope. These are my next two guys on the list. We'll just keep stacking Pittsburgh and Jets players. Just keep stacking them. Stack them up. We do need to go get another running back at some point though too. But we have two pretty good ones. Two pretty good ones. There goes Fryer move. No way. No way. That's unbelievable. Oh my god. He took this guy like 5 picks ahead of his ADP. Dang it, man. Why didn't he take Njoku? Why did he not take Njoku?
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Dylan, dang, that would have been my next choice. I'm just gonna let Lazard go. We need a tight end. I want a Fryer move. Bad. Do we wait on tight end now? Do we wait for Okonkwo and Komet, maybe? I think we do. There goes Flowers. I'm thinking about taking Madison, maybe. I don't know, man. I think we go Njoku here. Let's go Njoku. No, he just took Njoku, you son of a gun. You got Andrews, bro. What? This guy's got one freaking running back on his team, bro. This guy's got one running back.
Strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Taking Madison. Just because that guy has Cook. In case he gets hurt. He doesn't have his handcuff. That's unbelievable. These guys are sniping my tight ends away from me. Here in round 9 and 10. Maybe I should have waited on Rodgers then. Oh man, that's unbelievable. I really wanted Fryer move. I thought Fryer move would fall to me, honestly. I didn't think that guy was going to take Fryer move over Njoku. That's crazy, dude. That guy just did that to me, dude. Well, it's not going the way I exactly wanted it to go. I mean, we're doing okay. We're sitting okay. I would have liked to have had Fryer move right there. I'm going to be lacking in the tight end department a little bit. I'm going to have to hope. I might go Komet and Okonkwo right here. Just to ensure. Or Dolchich. I might wait on him. I'm going to have to snag 2 of these guys in some form or fashion. And then we want to get Pickett. Put Pickett in the queue. We're going to wait on Pickett, obviously. I can't believe that guy did that. This guy has one running back, bro. And it's Dalvin Cook, of all people. It's Dalvin Cook, of all people. I mean, one running back through 10 rounds? One running back through 10 rounds.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I mean, it's always something new every day with these strategies that some people have. I don't even understand that. He better go get Jamal Williams and Elijah Mitchell. He should go get both of those guys if he gets the chance. It might be gone before it's his turn again. I might just take one of them just to throw it in his face. Just to
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
put some dirt in his eye. Man. I mean, the good news is we got Taylor and we got Harris. So, two guys that are potentially number 1 RBs in the league this year. Wilson, Kirk, Pickens, Johnson, Lazard's pretty good receiver room. And we got Burrow and Rodgers. So, we're chilling, really. We're going to be lacking in the tight end department. But I will say, if there's any position you want to lack in, it's tight ends. Because the tight ends aren't going to get you a whole lot of points anyways unless you got like Kelsey or somebody. So there's only a couple out there that are going to really provide for you every single week. But if you get a, like, you know, I'm fine with getting Kmet as my first tight end. That's not the end of the world as far as I'm concerned. So need to find another running back somewhere too. I might take Williams if he's there. I don't think this guy would snipe Kmet away from me, considering he's got 2 tight ends now. So I'll take Williams, I think, if he's there. This guy just took Cole Kmet. These people. Well, we're definitely taking Jamal Williams now, just so this guy doesn't get him. Yeah, I'm making you think, ain't I? You're like, man, there's no running backs left, bro. Bro, this guy took the running back I wanted. Hey, look, he took another tight end. I don't even care. I think I'm gonna take Greg. Although Conquo is very intriguing. Okonkwo is very intriguing. Higbee is still out there as well. Let's go get a Okonkwo. Let's see if Greg falls to me. Greg Deluxe. Let's see if he falls to me. He might fall to me. We still got Pickett later. A couple rounds later here. 2 or 3 rounds later. We still got Gerald Everett down here as well. Gerald Everett. Sam Laporta. Where's Musgrave at? We also got Conklin. I forgot about Conklin. Conklin could be okay. Rogers in town. Yeah, let's just throw those guys in the queue. That way we know. This actually turned out to be a decent team. I mean, if I had Freiermuth on here instead of like Williams, we would be sitting really good. Or instead of Madison, I would like it a lot better. This Freiermuth is a beast. And I would basically own pretty much all of Pittsburgh's offense. So, I basically do own all of Pittsburgh's offense except for Freiermuth. Once I get Pickett. Derek Carr. That's kind of early for him, isn't it? No, it's not. It's 2 picks early. Rashid Rice. This guy's got a bunch of Chiefs players, so this is a good stack on this guy. This is actually a good strategy. Warren. This guy was in my draft, I think, the last draft. Mahomes. I say Juju, but he's not a Chief anymore. He's got Sky Moore, though, Tony, and Kelsey. So, that's a pretty good stack. And then he just took Rashid Rice as well. Rashid Rice, the rookie. So, it's a good stack. Drake London's not bad. I would rather have somebody else as my number one receiver instead of Ridley. Like, I would rather have, like, DK Metcalf or somebody in this range. Metcalf might have been off the board, though. There goes Zeke. Boy, if you'd have had this this running back room like 3 years ago, oh my goodness. 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You're like, bro, I have the best running back room in the league. Look at all these guys I got. Now he's washed up. This guy's going to be suspended. More than likely. There goes Greg. Mingo went kind of late this draft. His ADP is 132.9. He went 146. That's very good value. Very good value. That's the first. That usually never happens. We're 6 picks away. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking. Do we go get Higbee, man? Higbee got hurt last year too. No, maybe not. Higbee's 2 years in a row, 116. Let's throw Higbee up there. We'll go get Higbee if he's there. He'll probably, somebody will snipe him from me here in a second. Probably this guy. This guy that's on, or well, like I got one guy in front of me that's got one tight end. The guy directly in front of me has 0. So Higbee's probably gonna get sniped. Maybe. This guy went Detroit. He's got a Detroit stack. All right, Collins, Gallup. All right, here comes Higbee, the next 2 picks, probably. I'm fine with Gerald Everett, though, too. Moser. Okay, come on. Pass on him, dude. I know you need a tight end, but take Knox, dude. Take Dawson. Somebody doesn't know how to turn off their car alarm. Oh, they just turned it off. What do you know? All right, we got Higbee. We got Higbee, baby. We got Higbee. Do we go and get another one? Where's Pickett at? Pickett's right there. Pickett's ADP is 172. I got 179. Ooh. He's only got 1 quarterback. This guy's only got 1 quarterback. I say we take Pickett, huh? I'm fine with getting Laporta or Everett. Or even getting Hayden Hurst or somebody like that down here. I'm fine with him. That's my tight end 3. Let's go get Pickett. Basically got all of Pittsburgh's offense. Except for a prior move. And we got a lot of Jets. We got Jet stack, Pittsburgh stack, and Jonathan Taylor. and Kirk by themselves. So it's a little different. And then Burrow. We got Burrow who's by himself as well. So it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't hate it. I don't like it as much as I could have liked it if we would have got a couple players that we got sniped. But it's got potential. It's got potential for sure. It's tough, man, when you're picking from the 11 spot. I think the 11 spot it's decent. 10 and 11 are okay. I think they're better than 12. You don't want the 12 pick this year. So far, everybody I've seen with the 12 pick has had a horrendous team. Maybe it's because the people that are picking it are just stupid. I don't know what it is. This guy has pick 12 right here. Let's go over his team. Lamar, Richardson. I mean, these are his two running backs. Cook and Gibson. Cook and Gibson are this guy's two running backs.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Right here.
Good. More
Good.
than you.
Hey man, you don't want to have good running backs on your team. Hey, good. I mean, this guy's screwed in the running back department. His receivers are okay. They're pretty good. It's a decent room. If Jackson goes down, he's going to be in trouble. I still can't get over people drafting Richardson ahead of Cousins, ahead of Rodgers. I don't even understand that. This isn't Dynasty. If this was a Dynasty league, I could understand it. This is not Dynasty, though. That guy they're going to be lucky if that guy plays more than 4 games as a starter. I don't think he even plays that many games as a starter. He's going to sit early. But these guys are drafting this guy inside of what? Round number 8? He's being drafted in round 8, like every single draft. I don't know. I guess I don't know anything. I don't know. I think that's weird. But that guy's being drafted over Stroud and Young, which I think is a mistake. And he's being drafted over people like Cousins, Rodgers. Like, I get it. The guy's upside is there. But we got to see it first. We got to see it. We can't just be going out and drafting guys stupid high because they got the potential. You can do that in a dynasty league if you're allowed to keep the guy for multiple years. In a redraft league, though, well, and look, I know he's got Lamar, but I want Lamar, a pretty good second quarterback, and then I want Richardson as my third. That's what I want. I'll take Richardson as my third guy. And if I can't get him as my third guy, because you're like, well, Wayne, you're not going to be able to get him because somebody else is going to take. Well, then good, they can take him then. Then I'm fine with that. I'm cool. I'm cool with somebody else taking him. If I can't get him as my third quarterback because somebody else takes him at pick 90, then I'm just, my reaction is, okay, well, good luck. Hope he pans out for you. I'm not taking the risk on taking that guy that early in a redraft league. When we don't even know if he's going to play or not. We don't even know if he's going to be the starter. So, to me, there's no value. It's not like you're stealing that guy. You'd be stealing that guy if you could get him later, but not inside of the first 90 picks. I should have taken Hardman, but that's okay. So they took all my tight ends. Everett would have been the guy. Laporta went. Wow. I like Hurst. Let's take Hurst. Yeah, I don't understand people taking Richardson so early. It's pretty mind-boggling, to say the least. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good quarterback. I think he can be a good quarterback. I think he could be a top 10 quarterback here in a year or two. It's very likely, really. It's very possible. But this guy's not going to play that much this year. Not as much as what people are thinking. There would have to be a catastrophic injury to Minshew in order for that to happen. Minshew is the starter. He will be the starter day one. I can't say I guarantee it, but I can say I wouldn't be shocked if he was. And if I told you what the odds were, I would say it's probably pretty in favor of Minshew being the starter. He's got experience. He's been one of the best backups in the league for really the last few years now. You know, he knows more. He's a better quarterback right now as it stands mentally than Richardson. Richardson's obviously physically gifted more than just about any quarterback in the league, but that doesn't mean he's the better quarterback right now. He needs time to sit. The GM was on Pat McAfee's show saying the same thing I'm saying right now, saying that they want to sit him. They want to get him to sit and learn behind Minshew. That matters when it comes to doing this stuff. Why are people drafting this guy inside of round 8 if that's what the GM said? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I get that there's excitement over these rookie players and they're like, oh my God, it's a new face, rookie player. This guy's going to explode. I mean, yeah, he could explode, but it's probably not going to be this year. It's going to be a year or so down the road. So why are you drafting this guy? Why are you drafting this guy inside of 100? See if we can find him. He's right here. I mean, I probably shouldn't have taken Rodgers right here, but he's 85 overall. Prescott, Rodgers, Tua, Daniel Jones, Goff, Geno. I passed Cousins. Where's Cousins at? Cousins. Like, you're taking Richardson over those guys? You're crazy. Cousins had 300 and something fantasy points last year. Goff had 300 fantasy points last year. There ain't no way I'm taking that guy over those guys. Tua would have been a good QB if he didn't get hurt. He was well on his way to having 300 points in fantasy as well. So, and then Rodgers has been consistently in the 300s. He was like 250 last year. Projected for like 281 on here. I could see Rodgers getting 300 fantasy points this year if he stays healthy, playing for the Jets. So those guys, we know we know those guys are going to be playing. We know those guys are the starting quarterbacks for their team. We don't know anything about Richardson, other than he's only started 13 games in the college level. He's not ready really to play quarterback in the pros yet. Yeah, they're going to utilize him throughout each game to where he comes in for a play or two to replace Minshew, and then they run some read option and they try to catch the defense, off guard. They're going to utilize him for 5 plays or so every now and then throughout the season, each game, but that's about it. He's not, he's not throwing 40 passes a game. And starting, I mean, we don't know if he's going to start or not, but I'd venture to say he's probably not going to. So I have no clue why people are drafting this guy so early. I just don't get it. But I'm not going to stop them from doing it, and I'm not going to, if they want to keep doing it, hey, it's your team, not mine. Like I said, I like him as a QB3, but not QB2. There's no way. All right, we need to... I'm going to go get another tight end just in case here. Just in case like Andrews goes down or something. This could be sneaky. This could be sneaky. This is kind of early for Marshall. Yeah, he's 214. He's usually like right at the end, 200. Last two picks. Here we go. There goes Spears. Let's go get. We're good at receiver. We don't need any more receivers. We're good at quarterback. Maybe a running back and a tight end. This guy's got 8 receivers. Hope he takes another one.
What an idiot!
Look at this guy's running back room, bro.
Good. Me and you.
Look at this guy's running back room. He's got Cook, Gibson, and Bixby. Let's give him a round of applause for that. Oh my god. Holy cow. There you go. Go get another one, dude. Go get Leonard Fournette while you're at it. He don't play for anybody, but he was good. He was a first round running back. Go get him. Oh my goodness. It seems like everybody I've seen picking 12, they have just had a dumpster fire of a team. I mean, look at this guy's. He better hope Cook plays good. I think this is the year that he falls off, but if Cook is, yeah, I told you, go Leonard Fournette. I called that one. Yep. Called that one. Oh man. I'll take a chance here on Deuce Vaughn. Yep, called that one. I said go get Lenny. He did. Oh my goodness. This guy's throwing darts here for late running backs because this is his running back room, man. I mean, this probably wasn't my best draft either, but come on, dude. You can't wait 61 overall to get an RB and then wait 133 overall to get your second. I mean,
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
it's a bold strategy. Oh my goodness. This guy took Musgrave. That's a good pick there at the end. That's good. I like that. That's pretty good. Decent too. Good 4 combo here. This could be better though. He waited a little too long on tight end. But you never know. One of the, Musgrave could end up being the better tight end of all 3 of these guys. He could actually surprise some people. Let's look at this guy. Lawrence and Howell. That's a very thin quarterback room. I like Lawrence, don't get me wrong. And I actually like Howell too. I think he's a good 3rd quarterback. You'd like to see another quarterback here. See, it's like why do you have these 2 guys? Why do you have Spears and Kareem Hunt? I don't even understand it. Kareem Hunt's actually really good for being his last pick. Maybe let go of somebody. Like, instead of drafting Mostert right here, maybe go get another quarterback. Like Pickett would have been there. Ritter's still there. There would have been some other quarterbacks there. Moore, Williams, Dotson, Myers, Jones, Hyatt. That's decent. He's only got 1 tight end, Evan Ingram. I mean, if Ingram goes down, you're screwed, bro. You're done. You're done skis. You have no tight end. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is a guy, I guarantee you this is his first year doing this. You can't have 1 tight end. You have to have 2 or 3. He's going to get hurt, miss time, and now you literally cannot fill that tight end position because there's no trades. There's no waiver wire. You have no tight end. If he somehow makes it to the playoffs, if he somehow makes it to the playoff rounds and he's only got, one tight end and he's not
playoffs.
He's not available.
Playoffs.
He's got no tight end in the playoffs if he ends up missing time. So he's missing out on whatever kind of points that would be. 10 points, 15 points potentially. This tight end plays good. Let's look at this guy's team right here. Jones, Carr, Lance. He waited, but it wasn't terrible. Henry, Stevenson, Walker, Williams. That's a good RB room. Brown, Pittman, other Brown. Bateman, Gallup, Downs, Mims, Marshall. You know, it's not the greatest, but it's not terrible. Pitts and Kmet. That's two good tight ends. You'd hope to see another tight end down here, though, just in case injuries occur. Like, what do you need this guy for? What do you need washed up Allen Robinson for? Just get another tight end instead. You should have taken Jelani Woods or Schoonmaker or whatever. Or Ferguson. This guy. Watson, Tua. It's not bad. Like I said, you'd like to see another quarterback there, especially if Tua goes down. That means you're solely reliant on Watson the rest of the year. Chubb, Hall, Pierce, Pirine, Warren, Edwards. That's a pretty good RB room. Freiermuth and Everett. That's pretty good. He stole both those guys from me. You'd like to see a third tight end, but that's two good tight ends though. So I mean, he should be okay. Cup, Cooper, McLaurin, Boyd, Osborne, Collins, Jefferson, Hodgins. That's not bad either. It's not bad. This team's got potential. This guy, Mahomes, Young, Jimmy G. At least he's got 3. Mahomes and Young is pretty good. Sanders, Connor, Montgomery, Evans, Robinson. Yikes.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
No, there's not. Not with that running back room. Kelsey, Mayer, and Gesicki. Okay, so he stacked Kelsey, Mahomes. This is the guy that stacked all the Chiefs players. Ridley. This is a decent receiver room. His running back room's terrible. I like Montgomery as a third running back. I don't like Sanders and Connor being 1 and 2. I don't like that at all. I mean, Connor could maybe surprise us this year, but I think, look, I've already talked about Sanders enough. I don't like him as an RB1. This guy waited too long for RB, though. He 54. That's the 5th round. So he just waited too long. So that's why he got what he got. The next guy here, Geno, Stroud, Levis. So 2 rookies and Geno. That's a little bit of a gamble. If Geno stays healthy, though, he'll be okay. Robinson, Dobbins, Harris, Foreman, Singletary. So he didn't cuff. See, Foreman, he took 149. That's right where Algier goes. So let's go back and look. Where did Tyler Algier go? Right before him. So he wasn't able to handcuff. Here, you guys can't see it. He wasn't able to handcuff Algier because he went right before him. So that kind of sucks. You would like to see Algier fall to you right there so you can handcuff him to Robinson in case of injury. So that's unfortunate. Olave, Metcalf, Lockett. So he handcuffed Geno, Lockett, and Metcalf. That's really good. Thomas, Burks. I like Burks as a wide receiver 4. He could be a flex, even a wide receiver 2 on some people's teams potentially this year. Watch out for him. He's sneaky, sneaky. Because he's like the only guy that's going to be commanding a bunch of volume really in Tennessee. They don't have anybody else that's going to threaten him. I like Olave this year, obviously. This is actually a really good receiver room. Johnston, he could be something potentially. I don't like him a whole lot, but if you got him as your wide receiver 6, then what's not to like? I like Hawkinson too, so you'd like to see, instead of Dell or Mechie, you would like to see him go get another tight end. But it's a pretty good team overall. Pretty good team overall. The guy who drafted 4th overall, Fields and Wilson. It's not bad. Pollard, Mixon, Akers, McKinnon, Algier. So this is the guy that sniped him. It's okay. It's an okay RB room. I would like a little better. I don't like mixing the two. Now, I could be wrong about Mixon. Mixon could maybe not get suspended, maybe not get kicked off the team at all, and he could actually turn out to be a really good value pick here in the, the end of the 6th round. So, I could be wrong about Mixon. I don't know, man. With his off-the-field issues, the uncertainty is there. You don't know what's going to happen with him. So, I would actually rather have Akers above Mixon, but he went Mixon and then Akers back-to-back rounds, so I mean, he knew what he was doing to the degree to go get 2 running backs because he waited after Pollard. He should have taken Deuce Vaughn. He should have maybe taken Algier instead of McKinnon. He could have went another quarterback, and then he could have taken Deuce Vaughn or something late to handcuff the Pollard. Hill, Waddle, Sutton, Jameson, Williams, Mooney, Peoples-Jones, Scantling, Harvard. That's not bad. That's not a bad receiver room. And when you got these 2 guys, you're gonna be just fine. Noah Fant, Conklin, Kittle. So he waited for 2 tight ends here at the very end, but he got Kittle early, so it's not bad. Not the greatest, but not the worst. Guy who picked 3rd, Josh Allen, Mac Jones. I would like to have another quarterback. He waited a long time to get a 2nd quarterback. Wow. The reason why I say that is because if Josh Allen gets hurt, do you really want Mac Jones as your quarterback for the rest of the year? I don't. What happens if Josh Allen just season-ending injury, ACL, because he was out running like a fool, didn't get down, didn't get out of bounds, gets hurt, he's out for the year? What are you going to do now if you have Mac Jones as your only QB for the rest of the year? You are done. You're done skis. So, this is why I advise against going with only 2 quarterbacks, only 2 tight ends. Dude, I had 2 tight ends on my team last year on one of my teams in this stuff, and they both got hurt, and I was done. I was done for the rest of the year, tight end. And I think that team was actually really good, and it made it into the playoffs. Into the playoff rounds, and I got eliminated the first week because I didn't have anybody getting me any points at tight end, and the other guy did because he had more tight ends available. So these are 3 decent tight ends though. Starter, and probably a starter. He was drafted in the 1st round. They're going to utilize him. Chase, Higgins, Hopkins, Judy, Davis, Shakir, Thornton. That's a pretty good receiving room. Running back room, Swift, Cook, Charbonnet, A-Chain, Roschon. He's got a lot of rookies. Chase Brown. This could be better. Once again, waited too long. If you're waiting until round 6 to get your first running back, you're waiting too long, in my opinion. I could be wrong about it, but I think you're waiting too long. All right, guy who drafted 2nd. Herbert, Kyler, Baker, McCaffrey, Jacobs, Kamara, Elliott, Jeff Wilson, Cordero. This is pretty good running back room. It's not bad. I don't think really he matters. I don't even know if he's going to play this year. Somebody will eventually sign him, but he's not going to get any work. He might get a goal line carry every now and then, but that's about it. You're not looking to like insert him into your lineup on a week-to-week basis. Herbert, Murray, and Baker. That's actually not bad. If he just had Murray and Mayfield, I would be worried. But he's got Herbert, so he'll be okay. Samuel, Allen, Evans, Odell, Robert Woods. This guy's got like he has all the old receivers. Keenan Allen, 30. Mike Evans, 30. Odell, 30. Robert Woods is 30 or 31. He's got Mingo, who's young, and Samuel, who's like in his mid-20s. So I worry about injuries with these 3 guys right here. I don't mind Debo or Mingo. I really don't mind Mike Evans or Odell, but if I have Odell and then Mike Evans, I'm not look, dude, I know I'm a Keenan Allen hater to a degree, but I just don't like him this early. Like, he's at 50. Who else could he have taken? Like, I would have rather had Judy. Of course, I would rather have Watson, who went 2 picks before. That's unfortunate there. That if Watson fell to him, that would have been a steal. McLaurin was still on the board, and so is Pittman, and so is Godwin. I would almost rather have and Kirk. I'd rather have all 4 of these guys over Keenan Allen. That's just me. That's just me. I shouldn't even really have to make the case either. If you know, I think anybody with who knows a little bit about fantasy would agree with that. So, and this guy is still in his prime, McLaurin. Pittman's younger. He's like 25, 26. Godwin is, you know, he's more of a producer. He's younger, and Kirk he produced really well last year too, and he's on a good offense. Allen is at the end of his career. I'm not spending a end of the 4th round or beginning of the 5th round pick on him. Tight ends, Waller, Taysom Hill, Knox. It's not bad. It's decent. Guy who drafted number 1 overall. Okay, this guy's he was stacking players. Ooh, this guy's got a really good team aside from his running backs. All right, Hurts, Cousins, Love. That's a really good QB room. Probably the best QB room in the draft. We'll get to his running backs. Receivers, Jefferson, Smith, Watson, Addison. That's 4 pretty good receivers off the rip. These guys, these last 3 guys are okay, but you know, they're a 5th, 6th, 7th wide receiver on the chart. That's not bad to have those guys. These guys got potential if players get hurt. Goddard, Laporta, I'd like to see, instead of Claypool, I would have rather see another tight end here just for injury's sake. All right, running backs. So he didn't handcuff Jones like I advised. He didn't handcuff Jones with Dillon. So Dillon's not here. We know what Hubbard is. He's not really anything special in fantasy, especially now that Miles Sanders is there. Miller he's one of my sleepers. He could be good depending on the circumstance. I think he's not really going to get his opportunity until next year, but Miller could be he's a good guy to hang on to potentially if Kamara gets suspended and then say Williams maybe goes down, or even if Williams doesn't go down, you could still see a little bit of Miller. And Miller might surprise some people. He ran for just under 1,400 yards in college, so he's definitely a guy that I think you get him for peanuts this year, and then if you can hold on to him for next year, you might see him become the number 1 back on the team potentially. They might move on from Kamara. You know, you never know with his off the field issue. Penny, and like this is what I'm saying, man. This is why. I mean, yeah, you're going to get really good receivers, but you're going to pay for it in the running back department if you wait, I think. Jones could have 1 more year left in him, so he could be okay here. I would rather have Dillon handcuffed to him. I would rather have both of them on my roster just in case an injury occurs, because then you have a solid number 1 guy who's going to get the full workload, and they're both capable of the full workload. And then I don't mind Herbert here. I would just rather him have Dillon here instead of Penny. If he had Dillon instead of Penny right here, he'd be better off in my opinion. Penny can't stay healthy. We already know that. Swift's in town as well, so we don't know what, you know what I mean? He's competing with Swift and Jalen Hurts for rush yards. So, and he can't stay healthy. Herbert is kind of in the same category, but I think Herbert's a better back. And you're getting him 23 picks later. Yeah, if he would have had Dillon here, though, it's actually not a bad team, though. It's a pretty good team, which you would expect. He drafted number 1 overall. So, if you draft number 1 overall, you got to have a pretty good team. Pretty good team. But it's not bad. All right, man, that's going to do it for me. We already kind of talked about Jefferson and Chase. We talked about, you know, basically they're hey, look, they're the number 1, they're the number 2 overall picks in fantasy. this year. McCaffrey went number 2 in this draft, but Chase's ADP is 2.2. So they're going 1 and 2 consistently. So we had a debate. We compared and contrasted their numbers over the last couple of years. And, you know, they were college teammates at LSU. Both really good players. Once again, I don't think it matters who you go with. I don't think it matters who you go with. You're going to get what you pay for. They're both going to be big-time fantasy production players for you this year in 2023. I think there is a chance, though, that Jefferson becomes he ends up being wide receiver number 1 when it's all said and done. There's a good chance at it, I think. But, you know, I really, in all honesty, they finish 1 and 2 regardless. Jefferson either finishes 1, Chase number 2, or Chase 1, Jefferson 2. You know, any way you put it together. So, I like both guys. I think it's unfortunate that Chase is going inside the top 3 in these redrafts. I think last year he was going around like 7, 8, or 9-ish overall in the first round, which there's a ton of value if you're getting him. If you were going to get him there this year, there'd be a ton of value on it. But Chase is going nuclear this year. He's going nuclear. We have our list. This is what it looks like. We will go ahead and reveal Chase since we did talk about him today. We will talk about him again the next live stream that we do. But these are your first 3 guys. I have 9 total. These are the first 3. We talked about Chase with Jefferson today, but we will do a solo project on him with him and the next guy. The next 2 guys, it'll be him and the other guy. I'm not going to tell you who he is quite yet, but we will go over those 2 guys the next stream, and we will break them down and tell you exactly why they are going to go nuclear and just blow up in fantasy this year. You're gonna be happy if you get these guys on your team. So that being said, man, I'm out of here. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. We will have some content up on YouTube, up on TikTok in the morning. You know, morning to afternoon-ish. I'll be working on it in the morning as soon as I get off of work. So, yep. With that being said, I'm out of here. Have a good one. Peace out.